A list of topics, themes, and sound effects featured in this episode have been listed in the description. For more on today's episode, we go to Monsieur Christophe Morel, editor of the Paprician Sun.
Things are looking dire on the eastern coast of Korr. The Dragonborn Empire announced they would be locking down many cities in the demilitarized zone due to riots. This has made it difficult for travelers to cross into Korr. Those lucky enough to get past the soldiers face mandated searches at the border. Meanwhile, tomorrow in the Korrish capital of Solo, Tsar Ulyanov and his advisors, Guard Captain Joven Medved, Lieutenant General Pasha Belov, and General Zhuikov Drozdov are meeting with the advisor consort to the Emperor, Yun Park, to discuss the treaty. Last night our reporters tried to get a comment from the Tsar as he was leaving General Zhuikov's estate, and in what can only be politely described as a huff, he told us to leave, and indicated the general was being obstinate. General Zhuikov has not made a comment. As the new day dawns, the world looks to Korr and wonders what will become of this great mountainous country. Will an agreement be made, or will the fate of the country remain suspended in the hands of the Tsar?
Welcome to Tigrig, mademoiselle. Are you a resident or visiting?
Resident.
Papers, please. Merci, mademoiselle. Valentine Dantes. Are you related to France?
Yes, he is my brother. That is actually who I'm visiting.
He has told me one of his sisters lived in the Anglician Quarter.
Oui, that's me.
In that case, let's skip the bag check. I doubt any relative of Franz will cause a headache.
Merci, monsieur. May the goddess bless you.
Goddess bless you too.
I'm glad to see you were not captured by the dragons.
In this case, it was the dwarves I had to worry about.
In that case, I'm happy to see you all the same.
I've missed you so, my love.
I missed you too. But you never wrote.
Wouldn't you rather I tell you all about Eastern Korr firsthand?
Oh, I would, but
But
our time is sadly limited. My husband is back from the Isles.
we have met around his visits before. It's now so different.
But he isn't visiting. He is on furlough for a few months.
What for?
Well, tensions in the Southern Isles are high again. So the Zoological Society has called him back.
I see. Well, this makes my visit all the more precarious.
I know. Do you think we could slip across the border to your apartment?
Now?
Is it a problem?
Well, I had to feed at the border, so it might become a problem.
Why? Unless... You didn't! You told me you stopped smuggling documents after the last time.
Last time I didn't get caught, and I won't get caught this time either.
I caught you, and I asked you to stop.
Darling, it's just a letter.
What sort of letter?
A letter between Korrish citizens.
Could I read it?
Can you read Korrish?
I can ask for Zwitten at the pub in the Korrish Quarter.
I drank with you at the pub, and if I remember right, you asked for Sperik, not Spiten.
Close enough. We still got a drink.
Yes, but only after the bartender assured us we were not at a bank.
I suppose I see your point. Does the recipient live here?
No, they live in Solo.
How soon do they expect the letter?
Well, to be honest, The sooner I deliver it, the sooner I can come home and take some deserved time off.
Well, I suppose we should make the best of this afternoon.
My thoughts exactly. Do you know anywhere private we can go?
A tree in the park should suffice, I suppose.
More than enough.
Oh, I forgot I missed your cheek kisses.
Just a cheek?
Well,
Oh, come, let's kiss and tell in the park, eh?
with pleasure.
I think it is fair.
By the river, then will attend.
When your government stops being unreasonable.
12 years ago, I would have snapped at you for that.
And now?
I wish I could say I disagree.
Dear consort. I am trying to make peace.
At this rate, we'll be in these talks just as long as we've been at war.
If we were not on opposite sides, I would drink to that.
Maybe we will drink to it at our graves.
Gentlemen, calm yourselves. Nothing has been settled. We still have ample concessions to negotiate.
Is there a problem, General?
My lord, I must disagree.
This is a strange turn.
We should
Is
trade
that
our
12
prisoners
finally agreeing to
as well as
something?
the citizens on
No.
the eastern territory.
It's
I agree.
your general making a case for peace.
A sound opinion, sir. I would sign for such
Praise the river. May he talk some sense into our
I
Tsar.
am not driving.
This all would have been over weeks ago if he was in charge.
Agreed.
Side with Jovan and
The only reason I still fight is because he does.
What is it you must tell me that you can't say in front of you?
We cannot speak until the hallway is clear.
We have orders to request a diplomat from the Northern Isles. This treaty needs a mediator.
Understood. I will escort you.
Riodovoy, could you give us privacy?
What? Sir.
I will guard the door for you. Go take a break.
Because there better be a good reason you can't return the prisoners.
General, I assure you, all will be clear soon.
Clear and reasonable are two different things, and you're going to need both to conclude this session.
The lizard and their subordinate have cleared the hall, sir.
It's possible.
And don't call them that. These are peace talks, you bolven.
You are the Bolven for speaking out of turn.
Excuse me for trying to find a solution.
No, you are delaying this so you can find your dead son.
I do this for the children of Korr in Vitaru. Why won't you let them come home?
This is the Vitaru's doing.
Are you this prideful? Reason is staring you in the face and shame is at your doorstep. For once in your life, do the right thing.
Sir, maybe you should tell him.
Tell me what?
It is none of your concern.
I am the general of this army, and if it affects our ability to make this treaty, it is my concern.
It is top secret.
I rank high enough to know your military secrets, my lord.
Well, it is secret because Jovan had some of his Litvia modify the documents of the prisoners' whereabouts.
Are you implying that we lost the prisoners?
Unfortunately, yes, General.
All 15,000?
Yes.
I have files saying they're in a prison camp near Ochai.
Those have been modified.
Modified? You forged military records?
It needed to be done.
What drove you to think... No, how do you lose 15,000 people?
It was an oversight.
A disturbing oversight.
But do you understand why we can't give up the prisoners?
Yes. And we should put these proceedings on hold until we solve this problem.
No, we can't. The press...
Would you rather the press report that we lost 15,000 people?
You insolent old man.
Or I can tell the committee.
Fine. We will delay the proceedings on the account that our committee needs to come to an agreement.
Good. I expect the original paperwork on my desk by the end of the week, my lord. And I mean everything, Jovan. Not just some of the original documents.
I will get my Latvia to fulfill that request soon, General.
Good. Now excuse me. I'm going to return to the chamber.
Do you think he suspects?
No. At least not yet. But it is clear he suspects you hold all the cards.
Not as many as you, my lord. But I suggest we tread carefully. The people grow favorable of him.
Duh. That is more concerning to me than his demands. We are in a thorny situation, Jovan.
Agreed, my lord. It's unfortunate Morozov was lost at sea. He would know what to do.
Let's hope he and that briefcase are at the bottom of the bay. We can't afford his data being found, especially now.
I did send an operative to confirm its whereabouts, if that eases your concern.
That isn't a priority now. Zoikov is the last person I want poking around.
Right. And I don't expect it to be long until he finds something.
Duh, obviously! Do what you can to keep the truth from getting to his desk. If we are lucky, he will resign.
And if not?
Then I will reunite him with his son.
What do you mean you could not get a carriage?
They were not amenable to provide me with the service promised.
Do you think I should try to get transport from him?
No. I have already decided. We must go another way.
Such as?
How familiar are you with the wilderness here?
I spent a lot of winters in the mountains as a youth. I can navigate the woods.
I procured a map for this trip. Here it is. Does this suit your needs?
I may need you to translate, but this map is enough.
Perfect.
But the Korrish wilderness can get cold.
Fire magic is one of my clan's specialties. I would endure. Besides, I packed my stones. Will you be able to make the trek with all that extra baggage?
Sir, I must remind you of our agreement.
Oh, my apologies. I was concerned. You might have overpacked.
I have everything I need. The rest we can find off the land.
Would this help?
Where were you hiding that pistol?
The usual places one would hide a gun.
What kind of retirement trip is this?
Some would call it camping.
You will need more than a pistol to subdue some threats.
Will 2 pistols be enough?
If you aim right, sure.
What is with the frown? Is being armed that troubling?
No, but if the guards know we are armed, it might be harder to leave Clydar.
You just need to know how to talk to people. Leave that to me.
Well, I see your priorities.
What?
Left cheek.
Merde.
So, it is evidence you gave attention to your lover, but how much did you give to your latest beat?
Read it for yourself.
You finished a draft already?
Mm-hmm. It was a long train ride.
Well, it seems things in the east are bleaker than expected.
It paints a truer shade. I mean, the Chronicle is not reporting any of this.
Quite, but I think you need to change the spin a bit.
Why?
The treaty has taken quite the turn since you left, and it affects the very people you wrote about.
I did hear they were disagreeing on some terms.
It is messier than that. To the point Consort Yuan is considering calling for foreign diplomatic help.
I expected Korr to do that.
And they still haven't.
I suppose I should rewrite this as a sympathetic piece rather than a chronicle?
That would fit with the current trend.
I'll get to work then. But I need something from you.
What is it now?
Don't get your stockings in a bunch. It is still relevant.
How relevant?
I need you to get me to Solo.
But you just got back.
Yes, but I have an in that could help me procure an interview with General Zoikov.
Well, that's very exciting, but I cannot send you back to Korr.
Why not?
I was hoping to send you back to the Isles. With everything that's happened, I want your keen perspective on the conflict.
Well, I want to interview Zoikov.
Valentine, as much as I would like your coverage on Zoikov, I can't send you to Korr.
But I have an in.
How about we give it to Eli over a telegram? He would appreciate the lead.
Eli.
What's wrong with Eli?
What's wrong with... He has been in Solo for the past year and has not broken a single story. I have written 3 front-page articles this quarter, and now I have the lead of a century. My name will carry this story better than his. I just need to get to Solo.
Valentine.
Christophe, please. I just need to get to Solo.
I will look into it.
Great. You are the best.
I know. But I do this on the condition that you polish this draft by midnight. The sooner we run this, the better.
I accept your request.
That girl is going to get this paper in trouble someday.
Come in.
The Lieutenant General is here, sir.
Welcome him in to dine.
Yes, sir. Long live the Tsar.
Pasha, welcome. Come, sit.
Thank you for seeing me, sir.
No need to be so polite. Relax. Share some wine and elk soup with me.
I appreciate the offer, but wine will be enough.
Nonsense. For your support today, it's the least I could do.
I don't think anything could make up for that dreadful meeting, sir.
I agree. And I see no end in this treaty if the Tsar continues to withhold the prisoners.
I was afraid you would make that assertion. Which makes this next topic harder to broach.
Can't be worse than the Islemen coming to see us argue.
It involves my father-in-law, Count Vorobev. He wants to throw my daughter an extravagant 75th birthday party.
How does that affect the outcome of the treaty?
The Count wants to speak with you, and he suggested I invite you so you could talk.
On what matter does he wish to speak?
He has assets and land in the demilitarized zone, and he wanted to know if there was a way we could negotiate them back into Korr.
I hope you told him that was impossible.
Yes, but it was his offer that I felt you might be open to.
Offer?
He offered to help return the stateless citizens back to Korr.
If the Dragonborn will let him.
He also offered to send a team to find your son.
Does he believe my son to be dead or alive?
I am not sure, but he is eager to bring him home to you in exchange for helping him with these assets. So, will I be expecting you?
Yes, it is wise to expect me. I need time away from my solitude anyway.
The Count will be pleased to make your acquaintance.
Let's hope I am happy to make his.
Should we not try to exit another way?
Let us not close a door untested, my dwarven friend.
I'm not looking to raise suspicion.
Matakudasai. Who goes there?
Calm your fire, young man. I am a fellow citizen of the Empire.
And what about him?
He is my guide. I assure you, he is as harmless as a pebble.
What are his credentials?
He is a survivalist that knows the way to Seishuku Point. May we pass in peace.
Sumimasen, but I cannot let both of you exit.
Let us go back to the tavern. Maybe we can discuss an alternative.
Hold on, my friend. Let us see this through.
Speak up, friend.
Gomenasai. I just needed to reassure my guide.
Then let me search him. If he is as harmless as you say, then you have nothing to fear.
Fine. But I must warn you, we are equipped for the wilderness, and mean no harm to you.
Let me be the judge of that. Dwarf, empty your pockets, kudasai. Is the rest of your gear in your
The rest of my gear is packed.
Can you show me?
No.
I just need to look.
It's just supplies.
Just hand it over. It will only take a minute.
No.
Fine. Put the case on the table.
Sir, there is no need to draw your weapon on my guide.
But he refuses to comply. Would you not do the same thing?
Let me speak with him. Just to show him the case. This doesn't need to be a scene.
I can't. We should go another way.
Is keeping that case closed really that important to you?
Yes.
I have not exhausted my reserves yet. Wait here. Sumimasen. Ikasate kudasai. Press eno juko wa koka anzen no mondai desu. Watashi tachi ga hayaku juka shinakereba narimasen.
Koka Anzen? Doesn't that mean national security?
Korera wa kote jin shiniyote shomei sarete imasu. Dare desu ka?
はい。それでごかするのに十分ですか?
Hi. You may pass with your guide. Bless your journey.
ありがとうございます.
You never answered his question.
How much did you hear?
I can't read Vitruvian, but I know some turns of phrase.
I see.
Who are you to the Emperor?
I did say I served the Emperor as his lawyer many times. Let's say I asked him for a huge favor before I left.
A favor involving national security?
What do you call it? A fib.
So the Emperor lied for you?
Let's just say, if the guard pressed any further, we'd still be in Kridar.
But you're his lawyer. What did you do for him?
It's best you don't ask any further questions. Or I may have to ask a few of my own about that briefcase of yours, Why, the terrain is very beautiful out here. The smell of these mountains are lush. I picked a great season to travel.
I pray he isn't the death of me.
Not now, Krista. Oh, Franz. I didn't expect you.
That isn't what I heard.
That was before I got my latest assignment.
Right. So what are you really up to?
Nothing. Just work.
And earlier today?
Okay, what do you think, Franz?
You know, you don't have to be so secretive with me.
No, but we are in an office of journalists, and not everyone is ethical.
You're right. That does complicate things. Could we talk over lunch tomorrow?
It may be possible, but I also might be on a train to Solo that afternoon.
Solo? Are you covering the treaty?
No, but have a way to get an interview with Zoikov Drozdov.
Drozdov? The Korri's general?
The same.
Do you think laymen will have interest in such a story?
No, but the nobles will.
Valentine. Oh, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Tell me you're here with good news.
Well, decent news. But you might not like the specifics of the itinerary.
Yeah, I'll stomach a ride in third class for this story.
Well, that's one part of it. But I needed to create a cover to convince the accounting department to budget the funds for this trip.
What did you tell them I'd do?
How do you feel about humanities piece?
It depends. Is this community or feel good?
Intellectual, bordering on community. The University of Solo recently found some Preprecian artifacts in their archives.
Oh, well, that's different.
It gets you to Solo.
Yes, wonderful. When do I leave?
The day after tomorrow.
Well, Budao, it seems we will have lunch tomorrow after all.
Seems so.
Thank you, Christoph, for your diligence.
If you bring me back 2 stories, it will be worth it.
I don't intend to let you down. Or disappoint Drozdov.
Alex Blair as Lel Drozdov. The news was read by David Nachman. Adeze Dozier as Valentine Dantes. Alex Brandel as General Zoikov Drozdov. Alex Chung as Kenzin Tanaka. David Nachman as Private Jere Agapov. Luke Carter as Chief of Security Jovan Medved. Luke Frederick as Tsar Fadli Yolanov. Greg Christensen as Lieutenant General Pasha Belov. Kia June as Private Franz Dantes. Liz Powers as Marguerite Alari. Danny Kwikwi as Emissary Bong. Additional voices provided by Luke Carter, Panda Ray, George Barber, Ariana Abraham, K.R. Hindman, Ren, Ping Young, Luke Frederick, and Danny Kwikwi. Thank you for tuning in to The Fate of Korr. If our story inspired you, we would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and leave a review if you have the time. Want to support us directly? Check out our Patreon and Ko-fi in the show notes. To keep up to date on our posts and get a sneak peek behind the scenes, follow us on our social media pages, which can also be found in the show notes. May the river bless you on your journey. Before you go, here's a sneak peek from our fellow creators. Luke Law by Luke Greensmith.
How does a quick deep dive into a folklore topic sound to you? From an exploration of places or traditions, to a thorough investigation of themes such as British fairy creatures or ocean monsters, to eclectic topics such as cheese and modern-day creepypasta. Luke Law is a twice-a-month show hosted by myself, Luke Greensmith, and filled with wonder, very British sardonic wit, and no small amount of creeping dread as stories from around the world are brought to life. You can find Luke Law anywhere you enjoy podcasts, while the scripts of the show are available for reference at www.lukelaw.com.
Invictus by the Invictus Collective.
Asa, are you sure this is a good idea?
How's your adventurous spirit, Bash?
The only spirit here is going to be yours when this pit collapses.
Surviving for over 4,000 years, the Epic of Gilgamesh stands as the oldest surviving literary work.
Your client believes this is the place Gilgamesh died with his treasure.
My men may find something. The Mark of Gilgamesh was there, after all.
But what if the tale of Gilgamesh was more than just simple fantasy?
Have I told you the legend of the cave in the middle of the desert? One so treacherous to reach, only few have made it back.
What if it was a story, carefully constructed to hide an ancient secret that humanity was not meant to uncover?
What the dickens are you doing?
You have no idea of the true significance of Gilgamesh, Miss Morris.
Join Arthur, Mohammed, Lola, and Bashir on a dangerous journey as they seek to unearth the truth behind this Mesopotamian mystery.
The Gilgamesh legends are just a myth.
What matters is that someone thinks there's something to it that's worth killing for.
Immerse yourself in the world of the Invicta Collective, where archaeology, romance, and action collide in a gripping audio drama experience. The adventure begins on November 12th, wherever you get your podcasts. Visit invictumdigital.com for more.